Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the first week of NFL Pickems exclusively on the Hardcore Sports Network. I'm joined by my co-host for the evening, Captain Raph. Raph, thanks for joining me.
Yes,
Appreciate you
sir.
joining. This is going to be an interesting one because I'm going to be multitasking here. I'm going to be doing between hosting and being involved in a fantasy draft. So, but with that being said, not going to waste any more time. Raph, thanks for being on. We're just going to go through most of the games. We'll go through our picks. If you have any hot takes about the games or any analysis you want to add, you're more than welcome to. So let's start this
And
thing off.
exactly. All right.
Thursday
Let's go
night,
for it.
Philadelphia Eagles going against the Dallas Cowboys. I got the Eagles in this one. It looks pretty obvious to me. Eagles are the better all-around team. Cowboys have officially lost all their good defensive players from last year. I mean, best shot Cowboys have is maybe in a shootout at best, but I got the Eagles in this one.
All right. To be honest, right now, I just wanted to pick the Philadelphia Eagles because I understand they're current reigning champions of the Super Bowl, which is totally amazing. The defense are really stacked, the offense, and I know it's a good fashion robbery. But after Dallas Cowboys, they just lost Mika Parsons. Oh man, this is gonna be like an easy one. So give me Philadelphia Eagles to win against Dallas Cowboys because they know the defense with Nick Sirianni cooks everything's better at perfection.
Yeah, I agree. Definitely. We got the better all around roster. And plus, with the Cowboys, not only are their roster depleted from the last couple seasons, but we don't even know how Brian Schottenheimer is going to do. With the Eagles, we know what we're getting with Sirianni, Saquon Barkley, and company. Because at least, we're
Exactly,
defending Super
exactly.
Bowl champs. Most of our core is back. I mean, I don't really trust the Cowboys in this one. I got us winning.
Yeah, exactly. Because now this is like the perfect opportunity to see how they get involved with the wide receiver, the running back, because they got Jalen Hurts, they got Saquon Barkley, they got AJ Brown. I mean, there's nothing can go wrong right now.
Exactly. I mean, you got all the guys healthy, and especially against that. I mean, the best threat on that defense is Dyron Bland at this point. But outside of that, when it comes to the secondary, who's really a threat to them, especially with AJ and Smitty? I don't see it.
Yeah, it definitely is gonna be like a really interesting, definitely, because they
De-
know the defense is gonna be real deal.
Definitely. Exactly. I mean, we got all the pieces. I mean, for the Cowboys, just it's just another primetime game for them, which is what they're used to at this point. But it's all they can say for now. Is there anything else you want to add before we move on?
No, we're definitely good right now. We're definitely good. But let's just move to the next game.
All right, then we got Friday
Yes.
night. The Kansas City Chiefs versus the Los Angeles Chargers.
Oh man, this is gonna be like a really interesting one. So I'm gonna choose the Los Angeles Chargers because I understand that the coaching system of Jim Harbour is pretty like very rusty, but they know exactly what to do about like everything's happening and what about like to do about it. So I'm gonna choose the Chargers.
I mean, for me, I'm going to go with Kansas City in this one for two reasons. Number one, the Chargers have, in recent years, particularly with Justin Herbert, struggled to win big games, whether it's part the QB's fault, part the team's fault. They just cannot win those big games against those really good teams. They will usually find ways to win enough games to either get on the cusp or get in the playoffs, but against top tier teams or against teams in the playoffs, they just cannot find a way to win. Even when they put on a good show, they just don't win. I still need to see the Chargers do that. And they got one big handicap. Rashawn Slater's out for the season. That's not looking like a favorable matchup so far. In Kansas City, we know their reputation by now. They always usually find ways to win these games 9 times out of 10. I mean, for me, can't buy into the Chargers in big games until I see it happen. So I'm going to go with Kansas City based off trends. And
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I really understand. But the defense is really like because I understand about like the shame between the Kansas City Chiefs along with the quarterback, Patrick Mahomes, and then the tight end, the wide receivers. I mean, this is like really complicated. But I have like a chance to see like how Jim Harbaugh coaching is gonna be really perfect.
yeah, I mean, Harbaugh certainly is the best coach they've had in recent years, and it showed last year. They made instant improvement, but I'm still waiting to see how that offensive line does, especially without Rashawn Slater and how they hold up. That's going to be the first key test for them right there. And with Keenan Allen back in the fold, he's going to be the top target. How does he do in this one? I mean, week one is going to be tough for the Chargers too because this is kind of the first. They got some new pieces. They're gonna have to adjust without Rashawn Slater. Whereas Kansas City, they're used to playing together in these situations. And maybe as the season goes along, that might change. But for week one, where you got one team that's mostly familiar, another team that's has some big adjustments to make, simply because of injuries, I'm gonna go with the team that's more acquainted, especially in week one. But we'll see what happens. I mean, there will eventually come a time the Chargers will get to him, but I'm just not sure if it's going to be this game. But we'll
Yeah,
see.
definitely.
Anything else you want to add? All right, I guess we'll move on to now the Sunday game, starting with Tampa Bay versus Atlanta. This could be a trap game because on paper the Bucks should be favorites, but remember the Falcons beat them twice last year despite Tampa winning the division. So kind of an iffy pick here, even though on paper it seems easy. I'm going to go with Tampa Bay because, with all due respect to Michael Penix Jr., they won those games with Cousins, but now gotta wonder, will Penix being inexperienced going against the Bucks be the difference maker? Maybe that's the case this time around, but we're gonna have to wait and see.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I mean, I'm gonna choose the Tampa Bay Buccaneers because it seems that Atlanta Falcons they have a lot of difficulties in closing the tackling system, which is, as a matter of fact, I know they got Michael Penix Jr., which is like this is gonna feel like a really embarrass. But I'm gonna pick Tampa Bay Buccaneers because they know exactly about like the wide receiver and the running back coaching system, which is like very interesting to watch.
Yeah, and definitely because we know what we're getting. Baker Mayfield's played with these guys longer. He has more chemistry, and they know how to win games during the regular season. Even though the wild card round's kind of their peak, barring certain situations, but they are still an all around good team, and they should find ways to win this one. So I'll go with them in this one. The Falcons, maybe their downfall might be they haven't had enough time to get acquainted with the new quarterback, but we'll have to see. This should be a good game, though, too, because both teams usually they're competitive games when these two teams match up. But we'll have to see. I'll go with Tampa in this one.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree.
All right, let's move along. I think this next one's going to be probably the quickest one so far. Bengals versus Browns.
Ooh, Bengals versus Browns. I mean, I know the Browns, they got, well, Shador Sanders. This is to be like interesting one between like the accuracy of the quarterback, which is definitely a great must to watch, see everything. So I'm going to choose Cincinnati Bengals because their quarterback not only is adaptable with a lot of accuracy and the arm technique, but of course, wide receivers. So I'm going to choose it with the Bengals, and they know exactly about the secondary team is fun to watch.
Yeah, and definitely in this case, I'm going to go with them because you're talking about here, you got a team with the Bengals, at least as bad as they are on defense, at least their offense actually is in sync, and they know how to score. Burrow, Chase, Higgins, that trio can definitely score points, especially in these favorable games against a struggling team like the Cleveland Browns. It's in a big rebuild. Their defense might be the one thing that gives the Browns a shot at making it competitive, but I'll still go with the Bengals to win this game. We saw the Browns last year. They would get cooked a lot of times in games. So I'm not too high on them in this one. I just,
Yeah, definitely.
yeah, I think we said all we're going to say about this game. I think we're moving on.
Yeah, definitely gonna be moving on.
Yep, definitely. Now we got the Colts versus the Dolphins in this one. This should be an easy game, especially with the Dolphins actually coming into the season healthy. They should be the ones to win this game. Indianapolis, their last couple of years were just kind of subpar. Now they're stuck with Daniel Jones. I'm kind of curious. Does Jones play better in a new system? Or is Indianapolis worse off with him? Or is it a little bit of both? But I got Miami in this one because at least you know what you're getting with them when healthy.
Well, definitely is gonna be like an easier one, but I'm gonna choose with Miami Dolphins. They know exactly what the quarterback system needs to adapt to because I know they're 100% healthy. But the right receiver, the running back, I mean, they just wanted to keep on moving. The secondary was really healthy at 100%. I mean, there's nothing can even change it a lot. And I know that Indianapolis Colts, they're like at the worst moment of their career, which is at the season. So probably I'm gonna to choose Miami Dolphins because they know exactly about like the system.
Yeah, exactly. And these guys are acclimated. I know I keep using the term, but they played together. You've had Tua's familiar with Hill. This will be their fourth season together. You got all these guys there. And plus, you have a coach that's familiar. They should at least find, they should be able to beat Indianapolis in this one. I mean, Indy, I don't really see it. I see at best maybe 7, 8 win season. Miami, they should at least start off hot. I still think they're going to finish second place in their division, but as far as this game goes, Miami's the better team. I'll take them in this one. Yes, we're moving on. This next game could be it's not really necessarily a good game, but it's between two teams that are on a similar level. Raiders off a dreadful season with a new coach, Patriots off a dreadful season with a new coach, but two coaches that have experience. This could go either way. I'll let you take the floor first on this one. You're still muted. I'll take the floor first. We'll come back to Raf. I got the Raiders in this one because they've had the Patriots number in recent years. Now, granted, that was with different coaches, but the Raiders usually find a way to win. And you're going with Pete Carroll versus Mike Vrabel. Even Pete Carroll in his later years in Seattle still was a good coach for what he had. Vrabel in Tennessee, you kind of saw when the wheels fell off a little bit talent wise. Well, they weren't doing so hot. So I still got to give the edge to the Raiders with Pete Carroll because at least he's got a few pieces he's familiar with. And plus, they've had the Patriots number recent years. So I think with Gino and Carroll, and then Ashton Genty, who could be on the pace to have an excellent rookie season, I'm on board and saying, hey, look, this guy probably going to go out there, ball out, have himself. Maybe he has an excellent debut. We'll have to wait and see. But I'm ultimately going to go in this one with I'm going with the Raiders in this one. We will have to ultimately see what happens. And Raph has stepped away for a minute. Maybe he'll come back in, but I'll go with them. I understand why it's kind of close. Some people are leaning toward the Patriots because they look like the better team on paper. But you got to remember something, though. This is ultimately on paper. So we're just going to have to wait and see how it pans out when they step on the field. So with that, I guess Raph hasn't come back yet. We'll see. If he comes back, I'll catch up with him, let him go through the games he missed out on if he comes back. But Raph has unexpectedly left. Maybe he's having technical difficulties. Maybe he needs to reset up because I know he was out of home moving around. But we'll move on. Cardinals and Saints. This is kind. I mean, hey, for my work buddy who's a Cardinals fan, I'll say this is a good game to start the season. You're talking about a Saints team who is down in a hole, to quote the Alice in Chains lyrics. But yeah, I gotta go the Cardinals because with Kyler Murray, he's kind of a tease where he'll flash some brilliance, but he's not consistent enough to really be that dude. And then on the flip side, but though they should still be good enough to at least beat the Saints because the Cardinals are still a solid team, an underachieving team with Murray, but still a solid team. They should find a way to win this game and get the job done against the Saints. So I'm going to go with the Cardinals in this one. The Saints have potential to be the number one pick this year. I don't really see them being an excellent team. So I don't see them being anything decent at all. Just sorry, but yeah, so give me the Cardinals in this one. Let's move on to the next one, shall we? Because this one actually has an interesting one. Steelers versus Jets. You're talking about two teams who are just, mm, I don't know. I mean, you got the Jets, Steelers, the Aaron Rodgers story, which means if Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers win, he'll get his little revenge, and everyone else can be at fault for his failures in the with the Jets. But plus, you got this realistically though, the Steelers are the better team. They got more structure. We know that with Tomlin. So I'm gonna say I'll go with the Steelers in this one. They're at least a better all-around team. They should find a way to get the job done. We'll have to see what happens. But man, give me the Steelers because their Jets are in a deep rebuild. Even with Aaron Glenn, who has potential to turn the culture around, if he does, it's going to be like a Dan Campbell situation with the Detroit Lions, where year one, the culture did turn around. The team played with more heart, but they didn't really win games. It wasn't until year two that they had that respectable 9-win season. They started to win more games. Then year three, they actually became a contender. If Aaron Glenn is able to successfully borrow bits and pieces from Dan Campbell, it's going to be that kind of story where it takes a few years for everything to get going before we see it. So I'll take the Steelers in this one, at least with Mike Tomlin. You know, they're going to be a good regular season team, 8 or 9 wins, and they got more structure than the Jets at this point. They still got an excellent defense. They still have a lot going on for them, but I'll take the Steelers in this one. We'll see how it plays out. Give me their defense to topple them. Commanders versus Giants. I know the Giants look promising from the preseason, but here's to consider. It's only week one. Jackson Dart was the one who showed the most promise, folks. I'm not necessarily sure at this point if that's all going to pan out for him. I'm still at the point where I'm kind of like, I think you gotta wait. I think Russell Wilson. Remember, I'm not sold on Wilson as the Giants starter for the time he does because while they won games in Pittsburgh last year, he had a better win-loss record. That was with a better team. He's going to the Giants, a team in a deeper hole. I don't necessarily think that he's going to pan out that well with them. He's going to play off where he'd be worse than he was. So I don't really see it happening here. So I'll go with the Commanders. You got Jaden Daniels coming back year two. They rebuilt themselves an excellent team. I'll take them to get the W and win this game. So I'll take that. So give me the Commanders. Moving on, you got Jaguars and Panthers. This is an interesting game here. This could be another one of those trap game picks because the Jaguars look like a better team, but they're not that good. And the Panthers aren't that good. Really, this is anybody's game to lose, if you ask me, more so than it is anybody's to win. So I'll end up going with I'll go with the Jaguars in this one. Just take the Jaguars. This is a trap game. Pittsburgh Steelers upset the Jets. Hey, Mitch. Thanks for stopping by. So we got Mitch and Victor stopping by. Moving on to the next game. It's going to be the Broncos and Titans. I'll take the Broncos in this one. They're fresh off making the playoffs. Bo Nix had himself a good effort that season. And the Titans, they're still in a deep rebuild. I'm not sold on them at this point. Give me the Broncos. They got more going for them for their future. Pretty self-explanatory. Give me the Broncos to win. 49ers Seahawks. Now, 49ers, remember, are coming back fully healthy. Run CMC's back. Kittle's back. I like the odds in this one. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going out on a limb, and you guessed it. I'm taking the San Francisco 49ers to get this win week 1 and beat those Seattle Seahawks. And this should be an interesting game, but the 49ers when healthy, we know how well they do. Remember early in the season, before injuries really rattled them, they were finding ways to win games. They did win a few games. They still looked like they had a shot before they got completely destroyed. So, folks, I'll go ahead and I'll take the 49ers in this one. Moving right along. Lions versus Packers. This is going to be a good game, maybe the game of the week. The Packers have that revamped defense, but I'm still going with the Lions with this one because I got to see how does Jordan Love fare in a pressure situation against a good team. That's the one thing I've yet to see from Jordan Love thus far that has me concerned. So I'm going to go ahead and I'll take. That's right. I'm going to go ahead and I'll take them. I'll take the Lions in this one. I'm still waiting to see what Jordan Love does in those big games. He's got to prove me wrong first. So Jordan Love, prove me wrong. But until then, I take the Lions in a close game. Maybe not like super high scoring, but kind of like a late high 20s, maybe low 30s for high score for the Lions in this case. Like maybe they score 27 or 30 points for the Lions and win this game. Moving right along, got the Rams and Texans. I'm going to go with the Rams in this one. I mean, this could go either way, but as of now, I'm thinking the Rams are more acclimated. They have a better shot at winning this game. So I'm going to go ahead and take the Rams in this one. And like I said, we'll ultimately see what happens. But we're still got to wait and see how this one pans out. But give me the Rams in this one. I think it could go either way, but it ultimately depends on CJ Stroud. If he can have himself a great game, then maybe the Texans. But as of right now, the Rams fully healthy they are the better team, and they are healthy going into this one. So I'll take them. But there is the question mark of Stafford. If it comes out late in the week, he's not looking great or he's not playing, I might change my pick. But as of now, I'm just going to go with the Rams as of now. But moving right along. But we got to wait and see what's going on. Give me 1 second. I'll move down just a second. I'm multitasking between my fantasy draft and the Pickems. So I'll be right back to it in a second. I'm just checking out my board real quick. I'm on the clock. Don't worry. I'll get right back to the next one in just a second, guys. All right, I'm back at just made my pick. Now moving right along the Sunday night game, Bills versus Ravens. This is going to be a good game, man. I'm not sure. Now, I'm leaning toward Buffalo, but the more I think about it, this could go either way because I'll say this. If this were the playoffs, I would definitely take Buffalo, but regular season matchup, Ravens might have a shot in this one, folks. So I'm kind of iffy. This could be a close battle. We know Lamar Jackson in the regular season is exceptional, but so can be Josh Allen. But sometimes he can be very turnover prone. And I don't know. I'm going to kind of No, I'm going to go with the Bills in this one. I still think they're going to get the W. I got it. Interesting, but I got Buffalo. This will be a good game, obviously, but I got Buffalo taking the win. But the Ravens put up a good fight, and they still build momentum going forward. And now give me the Monday night game, Bears versus Vikings. I'll go with the Vikings in this one. They're the more established team. Maybe it might take Caleb Williams a few weeks, and plus, the Bears are with all due respect, the worst team in that division. Even if Caleb Williams plays better and they show more promise, I don't see them getting out of last place in that division this season. I'll take the Vikings in this one. They'll find a way to shine. You got Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen back. I like the odds of this one right here. So go ahead. I'll take the Vikings to win that one. So there's my picks right now. I don't think Raph is coming back. So I'm going to call it early there. That's week 1 for the NFL Pickems. Unfortunately, my co-host left, but it was a nice, but I came on here, made my pick, so I'm not going to be too upset about it. But those of you guys that joined in the chat, thanks for joining in the chat. I hope you enjoy this. We'll be back next Tuesday for week 2. Hopefully we'll get some more people in here. But thanks for joining. Until next time, it's your boy Nicky Steve signing off. I'm getting fully focused on the draft.